Welcome to the Literary Titan podcast. In every episode, we dive into a book we've just read and share our thoughts, from best-selling authors to rising literary stars. We read it. Now let's talk about it. Larrian Gillespie's Houdini, The Man Who Died Twice, is a forensic, deeply personal re-examination of Harry Houdini's final illness and the legend that hardened around it. Rather than accepting the familiar story of the McGill dressing room punches and a ruptured appendix, Gillespie approaches Houdini as both patient and puzzle, studying his injured body, altered records, medical treatment, affidavits, insurance motives, and the strange theatrical afterlife of his death. The book moves from Houdini's childhood wounds and punishing physical discipline to the odd medical culture of the 1920s, then into the final tour, the contested hospital narrative, the death certificates, and the author's striking theory that infection, misdirection, silence, and love all played their part. What stayed with me most was the book's atmosphere of investigation. Gillespie writes with a surgeon's eye and a storyteller's appetite for shadows, and the result is often gripping. I felt the strongest pull in the scenes where evidence becomes almost tactile. The paper body of the death certificate, the murder board threaded with suspects, the bronze coffin liner waiting in Detroit, the supposed P.T. Barnum letter that feels less like correspondence than a prop left on stage. Her prose can be lush and sharp, sometimes noirish, sometimes intimate, and I appreciated the way she lets the medical details carry drama without draining them of feeling. There are moments when the confidence of the argument feels almost too fervent, as if the book's own momentum wants every loose thread to click into place. But even then, I found myself absorbed by the intelligence and nerve of the inquiry. The ideas in the book are equally compelling because they reach beyond Houdini. This is not only a theory about how a famous man died, but a meditation on how stories become official when enough people need them to be. I was especially moved by the reconsideration of J. Gordon Whitehead, long treated as the convenient villain, and by the tragic reframing of Bess, whose illness and devotion become part of a far more human, painful chain of causation. The Waldorf lunch scene, with Lovecraft, Bess, the parrot, and an ordinary meal that may have carried extraordinary consequence, is exactly the sort of detail that makes the book linger. Gillespie is at her best when she shows how myth grows from small acts of fear, pride, tenderness, and self-protection. The book's central idea, that truth can disappear not through one grand conspiracy, but through a series of useful silences, struck me as both persuasive and sad. I finished Houdini, The Man Who Died Twice, feeling that I had not simply read about Houdini's death, but had watched a century-old legend placed under bright surgical light. It's an ambitious, passionate, sometimes audacious book, and its power lies in the way it refuses to let the great escape artist remain only a symbol. Gillespie restores him to the frailty of flesh, fever, pride, pain, and love. This is a memorable and unsettling work, best suited for readers who enjoy forensic history, medical mystery, Houdini lore, and nonfiction that is willing to argue boldly while still mourning the human being at the center of the case. Thanks for joining us on the Literary Titan podcast. If today's review sparked your interest, be sure to pick up a copy of the book and experience it for yourself. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a rating, or share it with a fellow book lover. Until next time, keep reading, not just to escape, but to grow.